Life Over Coffee. Conversations for Transformation.
Hello everyone, Rick Thomas here. Thank you so much for being with me. I'm working through my book, Living Boldly, a 31-day devotional for young adults. This is day number 28. I've titled it, A Reason to Love, a reason to love somebody. We are made in the image of God, so there's this communal desire. There's something inside of us to want to love other people. It's tied to the two great commandments, love God and love others. And so it begs the question, if this is what we're supposed to do, then what is the reason? What is the motive? What should be our motivation for loving God and loving others? If we get our motivation wrong, then our love will not be right. And so I want to talk about love. Not that kind of love that looks like an empty love cup, but I want to talk the kind of love that actually reflects God's character by giving, by serving in a way that glorifies Him. Love is a communicable attribute, and that's what I meant earlier by talking about the Imago Dei, made in the image of God. A communicable attribute is an attribute that God has communicated, that He has given to us. Is it a gift that God has given? Thus we can love well because that desire is in us and we want to image God well. But due to our fallenness, loving well sometimes can turn inward. It can turn self-focused and even distorted. And so I want to share the verse for this particular devotion, day number 28, and that is Mark 10:45. Jesus said this, "For even the Son of Man came not to be served," you could say not to be loved, "but to serve, but to love, to give His life as a ransom for many." And so you see the direction of love. It's not toward us, but away from us, toward God and toward others. Perhaps a few questions might help. Why do you want relationships? Why do you desire to date? Why do you want to be married? Why do you want to be part of a community? You see, I'm getting at this motivational question. We want to love, but why do we want to do it? The question underneath the question. The number one reason should not be about meeting your deepest longings or filling that emotional void, that empty love cup. That cannot be the primary motivation to love others. The ultimate purpose of relationships is to image the Trinity, the Father, the Son, the Spirit, in a relational community. The Trinity is the original divine community, eternally loving and giving within itself. It is a perichoretic relationship. And then when God created Adam, He designed him to reflect this relational nature, love specifically. Adam was made in God's image, and he could display God's character, His holiness, His patience, His wisdom, and God's love. However, there was a problem. Adam was alone. He had no one to pour this love into, and so God declared it's not good for the man to be alone. And so when God said that, it didn't mean that Adam lacked someone to fill his proverbial love cup. It meant that Adam needed someone to share a relational community with, where the fullness of God's image could be displayed and poured into another person. God, made in the divine community, had this perichoretic relationship. Adam had no relationship to where they could love one another. And so in this sense, Adam was like a star athlete without a team. He was ready, he was equipped, but without an outlet to fulfill one of his purposes, which is to love. And so Eve was created not simply to satisfy Adam's needs, but to partner with him in reflecting God's relational nature to the world. True love seeks to give, not to take. Love is active. Grammatically, it's active voice. God so loved the world, always moving from the giver to the receiver. The self-absorbed and self-indulgent person has one aim: to receive love. It's called self-love, where all the action flows back to the self-centered soul. That's not why God made Eve. That wasn't the desire of Adam. If you want to be happy, if you want to be whole, then you must first find your fullness by serving others rather than demanding that they meet your needs. The fullest people that you will ever meet are those who pour their lives into others. Jesus exemplified this perfectly. Wherever he went, he put the Father on display by loving, by serving, by helping others, by pouring himself into others. Jesus imaged a God-designed community. You're called to do the same. Rather than asking, how can people make me feel better? Ask, how can I reflect God by loving and serving the people around me? It's a counterintuitive idea. It's counterintuitive to our instincts of the culture. But if you want to experience the love of God and the love of others to the fullest, then practice loving God and loving others as you already love yourself. This is day number 28. I'm talking about a reason to love. We have to get this right. Our reason to love is to pour into others, not with the ambition or the motivation to manipulate people so that they can love us in whatever way that we want them to love us.
Thanks for joining us. Learn more and get access to other resources at lifeovercoffee.com.